Yo, it's Trent. So, today I'm going to be talking about the Xanax days. Not very good, not good. I think I dipped into the category once maybe, talking about rehab and shit. I don't remember too well. But, yeah, Xans are bad. Don't do them. But let me get it started. So I was like 16. I had my car. My first car, not this one. This is my baby, but my first car I fucked up and drunk. But, so anyways, I was taking Xans at the time, and it definitely progressed quickly because when I found him, or when I, was introduced to him, I was on my friend's couch, or I won't, just some kid, he was friendly to me though, so friend, on his couch, and he introduced me to him, and I'm like a little kid, and I was more sad than I am now, I was sad, so I was like, whatever's gonna make me not think about this, I'll take. And I'd been smoking a while, so I was like, it's stronger than weed, bet. So I started taking them, and I remember the first time I took it, it was in we just dropped it in a Sprite bottle trying to be cool, some shit, I don't know. I was sipping it, and I got fucked up. Now, what I didn't know about Xanax at the time is when you take 2 or 3 or however is a lot for your own self, you know what I mean? You black out, and you don't remember shit. And for me, that was a problem because I would take them and I'd black out, and I would love that. I absolutely loved wasting a day or wasting a day and a half. In my head, I was like, I'm sad and I'm just draining life. You know what I mean? I can just waste it. But I was also having fun with it because I was like, I'm fucked up. I love being fucked up, A little more reckless when I was younger, as you can tell. But, so what happened was, on this certain day, there was this girl that I knew a little bit. I was friends. I'd hung out with her maybe 3 or 4 times, or she'd come over. And I don't think I was really taking Xans around her or anything, maybe talking about them, but I wasn't doing them. And she was like, hey, do you want to go to this party? It's an hour away, and you want to go? And I can't remember if there's anybody else going, but I was like, yeah, of course. So I go with her, and when we got there, there's not much I can remember, and there was a few people I recognized. There's this one kid that's still in my mind. I don't want to say his name or anything, but this taller kid that had a beard and stuff ever since we were younger. And I recognized him right away, and like I said, I don't remember much from this night, but these are little pieces I remember, you know what I'm saying? So it started out with us just smoking, hanging around a coffee table and a TV. And then the next thing I remember from that, a slideshow literally, is us snorting something. So my guess at what happened is I got there. I probably had let's say 7 Xans to be safe, right? I probably took 2, offered whoever wanted any. I'm sure 1 or 2 or 3 people took them at the time. So let's say there's 2 or 3 left now. So I'm fucked up, and then at this next point I remember we're snorting stuff. So probably Xanax or Coke or both. So killed the Xanax, right? Now I'm really not going to remember anything. So from what I remember, I passed out on the floor. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The next morning, right, I woke up at 11, 12 p.m., late as fuck, kinda, the time it is now. And this girl who I knew, but I didn't know well, I wouldn't say we were best friends or anything, but we were just starting to become friends. She was looking at me kind of pissed off, and she's like, we have to go, being nice. But I'm like, okay. So we dip, and I'm like, was I acting weird or something? What happened? You seem a little pissed, And she was like, we kind of had to babysit you last night, And I was like, fuck, you never want to hear that, especially, you can get drunk, and you're like, oh, I was the one passing out, throwing up, damn. But it happens to everybody, But not everybody just does Xans. So it's oh, what do you mean you had to babysit me? And she's like, you were taking your shirt off, passing out places, you were mumbling and talking complete nonsense, and you kept going up to people and touching them on the shoulder, just trying to talk to them in gibberish language. I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing, you know what I mean? Fuck. Now, what also really sucked about this is it was an hour away, like I said, and when I got home, you know how I said you black out on Xans and shit? Well, if you've taken them, you know. I was missing my wallet, my jacket, and the rest of my Xanax, which I probably didn't even have. I probably took them the night before, but I was missing everything, and I had to call that girl up and be like, can we drive back? And I did give her gas money, but it was still fuck, And I probably should have slowed down then, but there was still a few more times until that rehab stuff happened. But, of course, fuck Xanax, you know. Unless you're, like, prescribed it. But even then, it's like, that shit's mad addictive. And not good for you. And now, they could just press it with, you know. But, thanks for listening. I got 1 or 2 more stories today. And, you guys have a good day. Don't do Xans.